welcome, beautiful buddies and gentlemen, family. I just finished off watching FC Barcelona versus Levante with my friends. And here's my thoughts about FC Barcelona's 3-2 victory versus Levante. I mean, the first comparisons you can make is the mentality. I watched the Liverpool game. Mentality, coming back, having the 2-0 lead and then coming back into the game. And it's a bit similar here. FC Barcelona obviously started off the game really well. It was basically Yamal trying to dribble. Then it was Rashford. Really hard for Levante to defend. But then, the gaping Achilles heel of FC Barcelona started showing, which is the offside trap with that insane highline. And that's what Levante were trying to do the entire first half. They were just waiting for Barca to create that offside trap and then waiting for the runners to come. And that's exactly what happened. And Levante got the 1-0. And then obviously the penalty. Genuinely, when we saw him, it's a very weak penalty. Understand they hit the outside of his arm by he's turning his body and everything. You could call it like a 50-50 pen. Very weak pen. Morales scores it 2-0. And you think Barca are, in deep trouble. But, that's what differentiates between Barca and basically every other team. They can be 2-0 down and they can change it in moments. I remember just the same versus Inter Milan, how they came back multiple times. They were 2-0 down, and then those two quick crosses, Olmo and Eric Garcia scored, and Barca was back into the game. And that's how it felt. I mean, Pedri scores it. Majestic goal. Bit of a fugazi goal. I have no clue what that kind of defending is. How can this central area right in front of the keeper be open? But it was open. Ferran Torres gets a huge goal, after that huge miss he had where he hit the crossbar. Then Barca just keep on pushing. And there's a long period where not that much happens. Levante basically, since they were 2-0 up, I think the tactics going into the second half was defend. But when it became 2-2, they had to go a little bit more attacking. They had to attack Barca, which they stopped doing after being 2-0 up. And then obviously the goal comes at the end. Lamine Yamal puts in the cross, and I have no clue who it was, but he scores the own goal. And Barca get the 3-2 comeback. And the biggest talking point after this game, in a game like this, is obviously the comeback, the mentality. It shows off champions, it shows off winners. And this is something I've noticed ever since Flick came in. I've discussed it a lot of times last season. The mentality difference in this FC Barcelona team. I mean, it wasn't that long ago Xavi Hernandez was the manager of this team, and Barcelona showed the complete opposite mentality. So, I even said after the Mallorca game, it wasn't that much you could decide from that game with the red cards and how that second goal was scored and everything. But a huge test here came to Barca, and I feel overall in the game Barca was good. They performed well this game. The second goal they conceded, penalty and all of that. But I still have the same question mark about this Barca team if they're set to win the Champions League, not a La Liga game. If they want to win a Champions League game, I'm telling Flick this. I'm telling Flick, I'm not a manager. I haven't studied in managerial stuff. But one thing that is clear, this offside trap, not high line. Most teams play with a high line, but this insane high line with the offside trap, you just can't keep going. That's my message after this game. Yes, Barca got the win. Huge 3 points, huge mentality comeback. And as I said, Barca performed well. But the amount of openings, Levante only scored 2 goals. They could have scored more from the countless of openings against them. And it's the exact same thing we saw versus Inter, conceding goals against momentum and way too easy. It should be hard for your opposition to score. In most PSG games, it's very hard for the opposition to score. Maybe from a set piece or something, but it's very hard. Against Barca, it's not that hard to score. They have to fix that. They just cannot go into the Champions League campaign trying to win it, playing this football. I said this straight after Inter. Barca fans said, we lost due to referee and he missed this and that missed this and he was injured. No, you lost it because you conceded 7 goals in the Champions League semi-final. So, yes, Barca won today, but definitely a little bit more negatives about Barca. Not performing. Barca still performed well. I'm strictly talking about their Achilles heel. Why they got knocked out. Still Barca fans, how did we lose to this shit Inter side? Inter not shit, but yeah, Barca shouldn't have lost that game. But going back to this game, if we go some player stuff, Levante, quickly, their attackers were cheeky, midfielders, nothing special. I don't remember anything. Actually, their left back had a cheeky game with Lamine Yamal, and I think that goes for like every La Liga left back now. Every single time they face Barca and Lamine Yamal, their left back has so much motivation to drop, his biggest game ever. I mean, Yamal at this point is the most followed, watched player, so these players know about the attention they will get if they do something well. But going off players, Juan Garcia, was decent. Was decent. I didn't feel he could save the 2 goals that he conceded. Apart from that, was cheeky. Going to the defense, Eric Garcia was decent as well. And I remember I saw someone tweet, a Barca fan, Kunde or Eric Garcia, and I was like, what? Are you serious? Am I getting now? Nothing about Kunde, obviously. I don't know, maybe he's getting some extra rest from Flick. But Eric Garcia looked good in this game, especially when he inverts and goes more offensive, because he's much more technical than Kunde. I mean, Eric Garcia, at some points, you basically see him as a midfielder up in that attack. The 2 centre-backs, Kubarsi, that goal. That goal. The shimmy looks like Ronaldinho versus Chelsea. Was it 04? When he danced on Carvalho, put it bottom right, bottom left. That's how it felt, that goal. Beautiful. But Kubarsi, decent. Huge mistake for that goal, obviously, but yeah. Araujo, I felt Araujo was good. His athletic ability in this Flick system is very needed. Obviously, he still has, when his brain goes away, but that never happened this game. Balde, cheeky game from Balde. Had a good shot, I remember, in the first half early on. Pedri, man of the match. I mean, even in the Mallorca game, I mean, yes, Yamal got 2 GA, but I even felt performance-wise it was Pedri. So Pedri starting off this season with absolute fire. And I remember the long periods of last season, especially in the beginning of 2025, when Pedri was undoubtedly Barca's best player, and it looks like it again, especially against these deep blocks. And that goal. Pedri should take more long shots, man. I don't know why he doesn't take more, because that was a beauty. Knock a ball, top right, stunning goal, and a stunning performance from Pedri, who, keeps proving why he's there. He's up there. Moving on, next to him in the double pivot was Casado. I was happy to see Casado. He's been question marks where he is at the club. I saw some people want to transfer him at the club. Deco says no and stuff. But Casado looked good as well. Decent. Got that dog in him. Rashford. It was cheeky. Had some good dribbles, some nutmeg. I felt he should have played a little bit more. But obviously that was Flick's decision. It could be because of his fitness. Rashford came to Barca not the strongest physically. So he's had to train a lot more than the other players and so on. Rafinha, close to scoring like twice. But you still expect a bit more from Rafinha. Ferran Torres, good goal. Just that miss. Decent game, I guess, from him. Lamine Yamal, once again, in front of goal. And it was the same in the Mallorca game. Mallorca, it was just that, his goal. Obviously, he had the assist as well versus Mallorca, which I can't take away. But obviously, that goal, it pretty much covered up his, final third unqualities that he has to improve on. Because I feel that was the biggest question mark on Lamine Yamal going in from last season. He has the dribbling. He has the playmaking. It's the goal scoring. That still seems to be a huge question mark for Lamine Yamal. He doesn't really know what places to go into, where to take shots from, and when he does eventually take a shot, it's not the best. So he was a little bit unimpactful in that sense. He had good moments where, especially in the beginning of the game, when he was dribbling, maybe the first 15 minutes, and then their left back started playing good against Yamal. So I would give him I don't know. I mean, he obviously got the pass that led to the final goals. I'll give him a decent, between decent and good, I guess. But overall, it was a good performance from FC Barcelona. They got the 3 points. That's what matters. It'll be up to Madrid what they do next day. Obviously, Atletico Madrid dropping 4 points in 2 match weeks. Absolutely embarrassing. So, at least from the start, it will be Barca versus Madrid here in the La Liga title race. But obviously, a very tough game. But as I said, the mentality was shown. Barca got the win. And they obviously move in as winners. But as I mentioned, still question marks over that offside trap. Still question marks over that offside. I was talking with my friends before the game. We made predictions. I think they had 3-0, maybe 4-0 or something. I have 4-1. They're like, oh, you think they would concede? Will it be an own goal or something? I was like, no. Offside trap. High line. Barca gives, like, I don't know how many big chances Levante had in this game. So they have to work on that. Like, if I was a Barca fan, I would be fuming with that. That Flick still hasn't adapted it. We saw clearly why Barca lost last season in the UCL. And it still hasn't been adapted. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can go into the season playing the exact same tactic that got you knocked out. Obviously, if Barca win the Champions League playing this way, you know, I would look like an idiot and Flick would look like a genius. But the likelihood of that happening is very small. But, I mean, I guess I liked how they ended the game. You know, versus Inter, they didn't end the game well. They were still going for another attack, despite Rafinha scoring the winner, and that obviously gave Inter the time to score. Now they were wasting time passing the ball around, so I guess that's an improvement from the Inter game. But yeah, overall, good game from FC Barcelona. 2 wins out of 2 wins. Well, 6 goals in 2 games. You know, that's Barca for you. Yeah, those are my full thoughts about this FC Barcelona Levante game. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this reaction. And as usual, allez, Paris.